As you watch the best Vanduul Mauler footage you've ever seen, social media has been in uproar against CIG and their questionable priorities. Many of us forget that it is, in fact, a business. But is it a scam? The question on so many frantic minds right now, scurrying everywhere to have their say, and here's mine. Is Star Citizen a scam? Now, do you really think they'd be in business if they were? With the amount us players are spending, don't you think at least 1,000 players can afford good lawyers to cause worlds of shit for Chris Roberts and CIG? If you said no, you'd be mistaken. Of course, it's many more than that. We're talking about a community that has collectively pumped over $1 billion into this thing. $1 billion. That's not a scam, that's a bet. A big, stupid, beautiful bet that most of us made with open eyes. And the people calling it a scam loudest, half of them are still logged in. Make that make sense. Sure, there have been broken promises, but we always knew Chris Roberts was an ambitious space nerd. One like us, but with the drive to make our dream space game happen. Despite all the critics and naysayers, yes, I thought I'd have a Banu Merchantman by now, but instead it swept under the until further notice rug. And honestly, the Merchantman isn't even the worst of it. Now, I've always been a pretty impatient person, but you know what? I had to get the fuck over it and see the bigger picture. Because the moment you zoom out, you stop fixating on what isn't there yet and start appreciating how far this thing has actually come. That shift doesn't happen overnight, but when it does, we'll all be happy. There are always new ships to buy, paints, gear, more rushed content for the sake of making a sale, while there are, well, bugs. Bugs everywhere. We all love them, some even going as far as embracing them. But you don't have to pretend it's fine when it isn't. Even though bugs are also what any game in alpha is about. Finding and fixing them. That's the deal we signed up for, whether we want to admit it on a bad patch day or not. The contract was always implicit. You're not buying a finished product. You're funding a vision and riding along while it takes shape. Some days that ride is smooth, some days it's a nosedive into a space station wall at full speed with no insurance claim going through. I have to confess, Star Citizen is the sole reason I am a much more patient man these days. Despite how bad people make patch 4.8 out to be, most of us has been through way worse patches over the years. Remember some of those early 3.x patches? Server meshing was a fantasy. Quantum travel was a prayer and logging in was a small miracle. We survived those, we'll survive this. It's nothing new. The problem is that it all comes from the top. Whoever sets those unrealistic deadlines for programmers who clearly can't keep up with quality. That's not a programmer problem, that's a management problem. At some point, someone in that building needs to look at a build. Look at the calendar and have the spine to say, not yet, or that it's not good enough. We're not there, because right now it feels like the release schedule is driven by the marketing team, not the dev team, and the players are the ones absorbing that gap. That's my biggest issue, the quality of the product I'm getting as a so-called Concierge member. Support tickets sometimes take 3 months to answer. Rushed and utterly broken patches are pushed to live so sales can be made. You see where I'm going with this? That gap between what they charge and what they deliver in terms of customer service is real, and it deserves to be called out without anyone losing their mind over it. If you're going to charge premium prices, you should provide customers with premium support. No matter if they spend $30 or $3,000, that's not an unreasonable request. Just basic accountability. You can love something and still hold it to a standard. But here's the thing, none of that makes it a scam. A scam is a lie with no intention to follow through. What CIG are doing, whether you like it or not, is building something. Slowly, messily, expensively, with what sometimes feels like zero regard for the person actually funding it. But they are building it. You can see it in every patch, even the broken ones. The bones of something extraordinary are there, and most of us know it, which is why we're still here arguing about it on the internet instead of just walking away. If this were truly a scam, this service would be dark by now. Chris Roberts would be on a yacht somewhere and the subreddit would be an archaeological site. None of that is the case. The lights are on, people are working, ships eventually get made. I know it's hard not to lose patience sometimes, but don't take the game so serious and enjoy it for what it is. A fucking epic space game where you can chat all day to fellow space nerds while blowing shit up. Some of the best interactions I've had in any game happened in the middle of a Star Citizen session doing absolutely nothing productive. Standing around a space station, helping a stranger who got shipwrecked outside Stanton, just vibing in the crew of people you met 20 minutes ago, halfway through a haul that probably won't pay out because the server's about to die. That stuff doesn't happen in polished, finished games. It happens here in the chaos because the world is wide open and the community inside is something else entirely. And that community, that's the part nobody talks about enough. The people who play this game are a different breed. Patient, passionate, a little unhinged, and fiercely loyal to something most the outside world thinks is a joke. Take a break if you have to. Come back in a patch or 5. Squadron 42 is still out there, sitting on the horizon like a ship you've been waiting to see jump in. Every year there's been a reason to doubt it'll ever land, and yet the footage keeps coming, and it keeps looking better than it has any right to. When that game actually drops, which I doubt would be this year, the narrative is going to shift overnight. Every headline that called this a scam is going to go quiet real fast. That's not blind faith, that's just watching the trajectory and doing the math. Sometimes even the most contrarian take you can have in this community is simply believing it'll get done. There's nothing like Star Citizen, not even close. No other game is trying what this game is trying. No other game looks like it, sounds like it, or feels like it when it's actually working. And when it works, when you're flying through a canyon on Microtech with a crew of 3 and everything is sinking, the comms are live and nobody's falling through the floor. It's untouchable. That feeling is why we're all still here. The feeling is why people who rage quit come back. That feeling is the whole argument, made without a single word. It's not a scam. Yes, it's a buggy mess at times, and yes, it's the best damn alpha game you'll ever play.